In 2013, a 25-year-old woman from Australia threw down the gauntlet, challenging Adobe, the billion-dollar giant that had dominated the design world for decades. She had no Silicon Valley connections, no coding degree, and not a single investor. All she had was a simple, powerful idea. Design should be for everyone. 10 years later, that idea exploded into Canva, a company now valued at over $40 billion, used by millions of people every single day to create everything from eye-catching YouTube thumbnails to critical corporate presentations. This is the incredible story of how Melanie Perkins built the Canva empire, and how she quietly rewrote the rules of modern design, education, and business. It all started back in 2007. Melanie Perkins was teaching design, programs like Photoshop and InDesign at her university in Perth, Australia. She watched as her students constantly struggled. The software was bewilderingly complex, ridiculously expensive, and the learning curve was a sheer cliff face. It was then she realized something simple, yet utterly profound. Design shouldn't feel like learning rocket science. That single moment would change her life forever. Teaming up with her boyfriend, Cliff Obrecht, she created Fuchsia Books, a small website where students could design and print their own school yearbooks online. It was essentially Canva before Canva even existed. Users could drag and drop photos, add text, and instantly see their creation come to life. It wasn't a massive hit, but it was proof of concept. It proved people were hungry for easy design tools, but Melanie dreamed bigger. What if this simple idea could be applied to everything? Posters, logos, social media posts, presentations. The possibilities were endless. There was just one massive hurdle. Nobody wanted to invest. She pitched her idea to over 100 venture capitalists, and nearly every single one of them said no. Then, fate stepped in. At a conference in Perth, she met Bill Tai, a well-known Silicon Valley investor and a passionate kitesurfing enthusiast. He wasn't entirely sold on the idea, but he saw her passion and introduced her to his network. Among those connections was Cameron Adams, a former Google engineer. Melanie laid out her vision. We want to make design accessible to everyone, not just professionals. Cameron was hooked. He immediately saw the potential and joined as Canva's third co-founder. Together, the trio started building the first version of Canva from a small apartment, fueled by vision and instant noodles. Canva launched to the public in 2013, and the response was explosive. Within just 6 months, it had over 750,000 users. What was the secret? It didn't feel like clunky software. It felt like magic. You could drag, drop, design, and download all from your web browser. There was no training required, no installation hassles, and no eye-watering license fees. While Adobe was laser-focused on serving professional designers, Canva focused on literally everyone else. And everyone else turned out to be a much bigger market. It was a classic David versus Goliath story, and David was landing some serious blows. Canva's business model was just as brilliant as its product. It followed a freemium model. Anyone could sign up and design for free, but for about $12 a month, you could upgrade to Canva Pro, unlocking a treasure trove of advanced features. That might not sound like a huge amount, but when you have over 170 million monthly users, even if just 3% of them pay, you're looking at billions in annual revenue. And here's the real genius. Unlike most tech startups that burn through cash on advertising, Canva grew almost entirely without it. How? Every single time a user created a design and shared it on social media, Canva's logo was right there. It was viral marketing, baked right into the product itself. They effectively turned every single user into a brand ambassador for free. So why couldn't the mighty Adobe stop this upstart from Australia? Adobe had all the power, the resources, and the brand recognition. But Canva had one thing Adobe didn't: accessibility. Canva wasn't trying to compete on features. It was competing on simplicity. While Adobe sold complex tools to a niche group of professionals, Canva gave the gift of creativity to everyone's students. Teachers, marketers, small business owners, you name it. Then, when the world went remote during the COVID-19 pandemic, Canva's growth went supernova. Millions of people stuck at home flocked to the platform daily to make slides, posters, and Instagram posts, all without needing to hire a designer. Canva had officially won the hearts and minds of the internet. Today, Canva isn't just a design tool, it's become a global education platform. It's used in over 600,000 schools, and thousands of nonprofits use Canva completely free of charge. Their mission is simple and ambitious: empower the world to design. They've relentlessly expanded their offerings, launching Canva for Teams, Canva Video, Canva Docs, and the AI-powered Magic Studio, strategically moving into every corner of the creative software market. Melanie's original vision of democratizing design is no longer a dream. It's a global reality. Inside the company, the culture is as unique as its origin story. Melanie and Cliff, who are now married, have pledged to give away 30% of Canva's immense wealth to charitable causes through the Canva Foundation. Their guiding philosophy is to do good and do well at the same time. They have successfully built a company that prioritizes creativity, inclusivity, and giving back to the community, proving that you can build a multi-billion-dollar empire without losing your soul. So, what are the key lessons from Canva's meteoric rise? First, solve a real, tangible problem. Melanie didn't chase hype. She built a solution for people who were genuinely struggling with design. Second, keep it simple. Canva's ultimate power lies in its incredible ease of use. Third, be relentlessly persistent. Over 100 rejections didn't stop her. They just fueled her determination. And finally, think globally from day one. From a humble dorm room in Perth to one of the world's most valuable private startups, Canva's journey is a powerful testament that a clear vision can beat decades of experience. And that radical simplicity will always triumph over needless complexity. Canva didn't just change. Design fundamentally changed the way the entire world communicates. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, do us a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell for more incredible billion-dollar business stories every single week. Thanks for watching.